Welcome into Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. It's the show that highlights Giles, Lawrence, and Maury counties from the pages of your local newspapers. I'm Scott Stewart. I'm the publisher of your local newspapers, the Pulaski Citizen, Main Street Maury, and Lawrence County Advocate. In Lawrence County, the American Legion Post in Loretto is hosting an Oktoberfest home-style breakfast Saturday, 7 to 10 a.m. in conjunction with Saturday's Oktoberfest activities. Also, the Henryville Community Breakfast is scheduled Saturday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. In Maury County, the Kiwanis Club of Columbia will hold its chili cook-off Saturday, October the 11th from 3 to 5 p.m. at this weekend's Fall Fest in Columbia. Also, don't miss the Oktoberfest deals at Piggly Wiggly in this week's Main Street Maury. In Giles County, on Saturday, October the 11th, the city of Pulaski will recognize Count Casimir Pulaski Day with a ceremony on the Dan Spear Overlook behind the Pulaski Recreation Center. Count Pulaski is the Revolutionary War hero whose name the city bears, and the ceremony is planned for 10 a.m. Saturday. We'd love to get you a copy of your local newspaper every week delivered to your mailbox with a subscription. Here's how to get your subscription started now. Dial 931-363-3544. 615-452-4940 or 931-762-1726. Or visit PulaskiCitizen.com, MainStreetMaury.com, or LawrenceCountyAdvocate.net to find out everything you need to know for an online traditional subscription to any of our papers or websites. All right, Andrew, Chandler, Maurice, and myself are coming back with our wraps, so let's just go ahead and get those wraps started. We'll be right back.
This is Chandler Harmon bringing you this week's Pulaski Citizen Wrap. And we'll start this week with our Citizen Spotlight of David Jones. His photo creates the spot of honor at the top and center of our front page. Also in A1, the Giles County Budget Committee is exploring a potential wheel tax to address a projected $1.9 million budget shortfall for 2026. Chairman Evan Bador suggested the tax could be a way to reduce the county's dependency on property taxes and could potentially see residents get a percentage reduction in their property taxes. A bridge was dedicated in memory of former Giles County Sheriff James Robert Red Newton on September 15th. Family and officials gathered together to honor his service and contributions to Giles County. Newton played a major role in improving community safety and combating organized crime. Pulaski will honor its namesake, Casimir Pulaski, with a ceremony on October 11th. The event will be held at 10 a.m. at Dan Spear Overlook near the Pulaski Recreation Center. The Giles County Sheriff's Department announced the death of an inmate. The department is working with the 22nd Judicial District Attorney's Office as they investigate the matter. A proposal to reduce the number of county commissioners from 21 to 14 was rejected by the Giles County Legislative Committee 3-4, following discussion on whether or not the constituents of various members of the committee wanted the motion to happen. Inside, as part of Fire Prevention Week, Tennessee officials are raising awareness about safety using lithium-ion batteries, which can be found in many everyday devices like phones, laptops, and power tools. Delta Dental of Tennessee is celebrating its 60th anniversary by launching the 60 Moments of Surprise Smile campaign, which includes surprise acts of kindness across the state. CEO Jeff Ballard highlighted the importance of giving back to the community. Coco is this week's GCHA Pet Corner Pet of the Week. And as always, the Pulaski Citizen has property transfers, backward glances, obituaries, government public notices, court dockets, community briefs, church directory, fun and games, Tennessee Valley weather, and church briefs. Well, that's it for us. We'll be right back after this.
Is your internet slowing you down? Well, it's time for an upgrade. Unleash the speed you need at home or at work with CPWS Internet. You can get speeds up to 1 gig for as low as $70 a month. No contracts, no hassle, just pure, powerful internet. Give us a call today at 931-375-7777 to order. Local service, local support, CPWS.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
I need to make a call. Hey, this is Brianna with Busy Bee. I'm giving you a call to let you know your technician is on his way.
Busy Bee. Guys, not yet. Not yet.
Busy Bee.
Now I'm ready, guys.
Call 775-7833.
The Lawrence County Advocate Wrap starts this week with an Ohio woman who's been indicted in the murder of her husband here in Lawrence County. Jocelyn Rose Fouth Maddox initially claimed her husband James Matthew Maddox died of injuries sustained in an ATV crash on Gimlet Road in 2023. Sandy Mashburn has the story at the top of A1. Also on A1, Summertown fourth grader Hayes Dingler was a kids captain for the Tennessee Titans September 21 matchup with the Indianapolis Colts. Fiber broadband provider United Communications has acquired Loretto Telecom, and the Lawrence County Master Gardeners have an outdoor movie night planned for October the 18th at the UT Extension Office. Inside, Columbia State Community College's Business and Technology Division will host an open house next Tuesday, October the 14th from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. at its Lawrenceburg campus. Lawrence County Fire and Rescue extricated car victims from a September 30th crash on Buffalo Road. This week is Fire Prevention Week, and we are all reminded to take care when we're charging lithium-ion batteries in our homes. Lawrence County continues its efforts to establish a county probation office. Lawrence County EMS answered 571 calls in September. THP District 7 has been awarded the Toys for Tots Traveling Trophy, which recognizes their superb support and dedication to the program during the 2024 season. The annual Lawrence County Advocate Halloween Coloring Contest is underway, and you can find the picture to be colored in this week's edition of The Advocate. Entries are due by 5 p.m. October 22nd, and winners will be announced in the October 29th edition of The Advocate. The Lawrence County Historical Society August meeting featured Bob Jones speaking about his 5 years in the military as a spy in the Cold War. Henry writes about bicycle time in Tatertown. It's 4-H week, and The Advocate celebrates with a full page celebrating 4-H. And groups from St. Joseph Baptist Church and Barnesville Baptist Church recently completed a mission to Crittenden Baptist Church in Oklahoma. Also, there's always more to see in The Advocate this week, including local obituaries, local community announcements, government notices, auctions and estate sales, 2 pages of puzzles and comics, Tennessee Valley weather, and your local church directory. Well, that's it for the Lawrence County Advocate this week. We'll be right back right after this.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Busy Bee, yeah, Busy Bee. If you need
Hold on, y'all, hold on. I need to make a call. Hey, this is Brianna with Busy Bee. I'm giving you a call to let you know your technician is on his way.
3,
Be oh busy bee. Guys, not yet. Not yet.
busy bee, oh,
Now
busy
ready,
bee.
guys.
Call 775-7833.
Is your internet slowing you down? Well, it's time for an upgrade. Unleash the speed you need at home or at work with CPWS Internet. You can get speeds up to 1 gig for as low as $70 a month. No contracts, no hassle, just pure, powerful internet. Give us a call today at 931-375-7777 to order. Local service, local support, CPWS.
Hello, Maury County. I'm your Main Street Maury reporter, Andrew Pearson, and this is the news from our October 8th issue. This is a triumphant week for the Columbia Peace and Justice Initiative. In our first story, and the one I like the most personally, the CPJI recognized the lifetime achievement of Barbara Dobbins, the influential vice principal of Whitthorne Middle School. Mrs. Dobbins' life was changed in 1958 by a teaching scholarship from the Rotary Club, and she dedicated her 40-year career to doing the same for children and adults. Her alumni include Mayor Chaz Mulder and Dr. Trent Ogilvie of CPJI, both of whom spoke at the event, and she led or sat on several nonprofit and government boards. Mrs. Dobbins thanked everyone for attending their kindness at the end of the ceremony. The other stroke that the CPJI carried off last week was the unveiling of the Thurgood Marshall statue in a new roundabout on East 8th Street in Columbia. The statue commemorates the positive outcomes of the so-called race riot of 1946, after which Marshall and other attorneys defended the black men who fought to protect their neighborhood from a white lynch mob and eventually the police. Several CPJI and local government officials spoke about the proud occasion, and State Representative Harold Love and Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan made their support known. The Board of Spring Hill held a special meeting last week to discuss possible capital improvement projects for the city. They're aware of $480 million worth of possible projects, some completed or planned or in progress, but they're most interested in picking the next slate of public works to be done. To that end, they're seeking the input of Spring Hill citizens on which projects they'd like to see the city embark upon. So if you live there, watch the city calendar for other meetings where you can weigh in on capital projects. Columbia's Fire Station Number 1 has opened the city's first baby box. Newly born babies less than a month old can be left in the climate control boxes, which automatically activate an alarm summoning emergency responders to care for them. Surrendering a baby this way is completely confidential and safe and carries no legal penalties. And finally, the Women's Club of Spring Station will throw a charity event with bingo and a silent auction on October 17th. It will benefit Bright Apple, a nonprofit which gives daily snacks to school children to alleviate poverty and hunger. Keep watching for a short interview I did with Vicki Vachet of the Women's Club about the event. In our other news, Columbia cut the ribbon on 2 paddlecraft launch points on the Duck River. I launched my own kayak from there and floated down and took pictures with them. Delta Dental celebrates 60 years of dental care in Middle Tennessee. Check out a new book anthologizing the Andy Griffith Show. Columbia State will host a STEM Within Reach event for school kids, and we have photos from Columbia Academy's homecoming. Finally, and one more piece of news that didn't make it into the paper, but which I feel is worth reporting. I am wearing the shirt of a local band called the Sun Bodies. I used to belong to them, and I worked with them on a self-titled record which they just released last week on the bigger streaming platforms. I speak for them when I say we'd really appreciate it if you'd give its 10 songs a listen. Boosting the numbers in bulk is hard, and I don't expect it to go viral from this plug. But each individual listener and appreciator means a lot to us, and who knows, this record might grow on you. Anyway, that's the A-section news for this week. Thank you for tuning into our wrap. Now I interview Mrs. Vicki Vachet from the GFWC about the charity bingo event that they're throwing to buy snacks in schools. Hello, Maury County. I'm your Main Street Maury reporter, Andrew Pearson, and I'm here today with Miss Vicki Boucher of the General Federation of Women's Clubs. And her organization is coordinating with the nonprofit Bright Apple, who brings snacks to kids in public schools. And they're putting on a bingo night for charity. Ma'am, when is that happening and where?
It is Friday night, October 17th at the Spring Hill Event Center beginning at 6 o'clock.
Nice. Why bingo?
Well, it's very difficult in the state of Tennessee to get approval to conduct a bingo fundraiser. And we decided it would be something that would be unusual for this area because it's such a detailed process that we thought maybe a lot of other groups would not apply. So we did. And then we got approval from the Secretary of State's office, and then that had to go to the legislature to approve our bingo game. So that's why we decided on bingo instead of something like bunco, because we just don't have a lot of bingo opportunities here in Tennessee.
Yes, I saw another charity that had a bunco night a few months ago, but I did not know that about securing bingo nights in the state of Tennessee. Now, how did you and the GFWC get involved with Bright Apple?
They came to speak to us at one of our monthly club meetings, and we learned a lot more about it. And we said, well, that's something that we want to support on a larger scale than just writing a small check. So we said, what can we do? So we decided to pursue the bingo and got all that done and used Bright Apple as our beneficiary.
Excellent.
And we like alliteration too. So it's bingo and barbecue and bids and Bright Apple. So
very good. What is the hoped for amount of donations?
Donations, I don't know. The biggest thing we need to do is sell as many tickets as we can. The facility can hold 150, and we would love to sell 150 tickets. They're only $40 each, and that includes a barbecue meal from Edley's Barbecue, which is award-winning barbecue. We don't know how long the timing is going to be because we haven't done this before. So we plan for 10 to 15 games, and some of the games will have a higher value of prizes. And then we're also going to intersperse that with breaks so that people can go shop at our silent auction and that kind of thing. So
very good. Now, have you met any beneficiaries of the Bright Apple program? Any kids who have had a snack and really been touched by it?
Not individually. It goes to every child in every school in Maury County, and Bright Apple has not gotten the funds together to complete the whole list of Maury schools. And so because the ones in Spring Hill are not fully funded yet, that's our goal, is to try to get enough money to fully fund one school or as much as possible so that they can bring the food in for those kids.
Excellent. Well, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Just that we hope you all will buy tickets. You can get information on our website, which is, I should have this memorized, but I don't. It's gfwcSpringStation.wordpress.com, and that will take you to our website, and then you can just look for the post about bingo. And then while you're there, be sure to visit another post that's right contiguous to that, especially if you're parents. We're doing a chalk art contest on October 25th, open to any school-aged child or adult, and we'd love to have a lot of participation for that, so that's in there too. So I bumped that in on your little thing about me for the bingo. But
no problem. Yes, we here at Main Street Maury thought that this was a good cause worth highlighting, and we hope that you will turn up to the GFWC and Bright Apple's joint bingo night. Apparently, it's a rare opportunity, and we hope that you'll patronize them. When and where is it again, ma'am?
It is the Spring Hill Event Center, which is off of Port Royal, near the new police station.
Nice. Well, thank you again for your time, Ms. Boucher, and this has been a Main Street Maury interview.
Thank you.
Is your internet slowing you down? Well, it's time for an upgrade. Unleash the speed you need at home or at work with CPWS Internet. You can get speeds up to 1 gig for as low as $70 a month. No contracts, no hassle, just pure, powerful internet. Give us a call today at 931-375-7777 to order. Local service, local support, CPWS.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton, Southern Middle Tennessee sports editor for Main Street Media. This week's print editions of the Lawrence County Advocate, the Pulaski Citizen, and Main Street Maury. Stop me if you've heard. Well, I have said the past few weeks that they were full of football, but the Lawrence County Advocate is not, because Lawrence County, Loretto, and Summertown were all on fall break this week. No football this week in Lawrence County. What we do have in Lawrence County and in the Advocate is coverage of the Summertown boys and girls golf teams, as the Eagles and Lady Eagles are both headed to Sevierville for state golf tournament play that begins Thursday up in East Tennessee. Both those teams won their Region 6A tournament championships last week. The girls, well, both winning by double-digit strokes. Boys defeated Hickman County, and I don't remember who the girls beat, to be honest. But they both won pretty convincingly. They are both going into state tournament play this week, starting on Thursday. It's a 2-day, 36-hole event up at Sevierville, so they will play Thursday and Friday, and we will have results for you on the website at lawrencecountyadvocate.net, so be sure and check that out over the weekend. Also, we've got volleyball postseason play going, so Lawrence County, Summertown, and Loretto all in tournament action this week. We've got the schedule in this week's print edition of the Lawrence County Advocate, and we will keep you up to date online again at lawrencecountyadvocate.net, so be sure and check that out. You can also see who Mostradamus has winning all of your Week 8 football matchups, including the Pegasus Cup, as Summertown goes to Loretto, the Eagles and the Mustangs. One of the better rivalry names that I've come across, actually, the Pegasus Cup. I love it. That game will take place on Friday night. We will have coverage again on the website at the lawrencecountyadvocate.net and in next week's Lawrence County Advocate print edition. So be sure and look for all of that here over the next few days. In the Pulaski Citizen, we've got coverage of Richland football. The Raiders picking up a big win last week against Cornersville in the Battle of Beaufort Station, I'm told. So got coverage of that, got coverage of Giles County's win over at Cascade. Also, again, postseason volleyball play for the Lady Bobcats and Mostradamus's Week 8 winners, all in this week's print edition of the Pulaski Citizen. Main Street Maury, we do have football there because they are on fall break this week. But Zion Christian with a big win, big shutout victory for the Eagles, their third straight. We've got coverage of that. Also, Battle Creek picking up their first Region 5-4A victory as a varsity program. They just began playing varsity football this year. Battle Creek taking care of Montgomery Central over the weekend. Mount Pleasant picking up another shutout victory in Region 5-2A play over Adamsville. We've got coverage of that as well. Independence played on Thursday night this past week, went up to Ravenwood, dropped a tough one in Region 6-6A action to the host Raptors. We've got coverage there. Also, Spring Hill playing on Saturday in a non-conference, non-regional contest over at, well, not at Dixon County. They played Dixon County, at Creekwood. The Raiders dropped a 24-17 decision over there. We've got coverage in this week's print edition, also coverage of both Summit and Columbia Academy drop-in road matchups this past week. Some middle school action as Battle Creek's middle school volleyball team will be playing in the TSSAA middle school volleyball state tournament on Thursday and Friday at Brentwood. Both the high school and the middle school will be hosting matchups. Thursday will be pool play. Friday will be bracket play. We've got coverage of that in this week's print edition of Main Street Maury, as we do coverage of the Maury County Middle School Football Championships as Whitthorne and Battle Creek squared off in the title game. Mount Pleasant and E.A. Cox squared off in the third place game last week over at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. We've got the results. We've got pictures. Be sure and pick up a Main Street Maury print edition from this week, the October 8th edition, to get all of that. Also, as we mentioned with the Advocate, we've got golf coverage. Zion Christian Sully Hayes won the TSIAA, that's the Tennessee State Independent Athletic Association's Boys Golf Championship last week. We've got coverage of that. Be sure and check it out. Also, we've got 3 individuals, Ben Blackburn from Independence, Cameron Poirier from Summit, and Charlie Rutledge from Mount Pleasant, playing in the TSSAA State Golf Championships this week up in Sevierville. Blackburn and Poirier played Monday and Tuesday, so we will have results of that on the website at mainstreetmaury.com. Rutledge will play on Thursday and Friday in the Class A Boys Individual Championships. We will have coverage of that later this week online. We will have it all covered in next week's print edition of Main Street Maury, so be sure and check that out. Again, volleyball postseason, volleyball district tournament schedules in this week's print edition, and we will keep you all up to date with all of that action on the website at mainstreetmaury.com. Again, week 8 winners from high school football coming up this week. Now in the print edition of Main Street Maury, check all of that out. Also, in all 3, the Citizen, the Advocate, and Main Street Maury, we have Larry Woody's Outdoors contributions, so be sure and check that out. And high school sports, we'll have you updated on the websites. Again, the LawrenceCountyAdvocate.net, PulaskiCitizen.com, MainStreetMaury.com. Find it all right there. I'm Maurice Patton, Regional Sports Editor for Main Street Media. We'll see y'all next week.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Well, good Wednesday morning. Taylor Plott here with a quick update on your forecast. Starting off your Wednesday morning, a lot of cloud cover around, maybe a sprinkle or 2. Once we go through the day, we should start to gradually decrease that cloud cover. Dry conditions continue with a breezy northerly wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusting anywhere from 15 to maybe 20 during the day. Going into your evening hours, temperatures dropping quickly from the 70s down into the 60s and even some 50s. And look at this, by the time we wake up Thursday morning, there could be some 40s around the Tennessee area with mostly sunny skies. Here is your 7-day forecast. We continue the dry weather over the next several days. Temperatures will be gradually increasing once again, getting up into the upper 70s and lower 80s by the time we get into the weekend and early next week.
Hey, that's it for Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee this week. Make sure you get a copy of your local newspaper so that you don't miss a minute or a second of the coverage that we have lined up for you all across Southern Middle Tennessee. For more information on subscribing to any of our local newspapers, you can visit one website, and one website will do it all. That is MainStreetMediaTN.com. That's MainStreetMediaTN.com. And again, we thank you for trusting us as your source for local news, information, sports, and more. And good Lord willing, we're going to be right back here next week on Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee.